Eunice didn't sleep for 2 days. The sight of her reflection reaching for her, fingers breaking through impossible physics, water turning solid, then liquid around that perfect hand, lingered in her mind. The village suffered. The river remained a flat, unmoving mirror. The drought deepened. Children cried in the night from thirst. The elders sang old songs that weren't meant as prayers, but had become them. While Selina hadn't spoken to Eunice since their confrontation, she watched her. In fact, everyone did now. Whispers followed Eunice through the dusty paths. People stepped aside when she approached. Her skin had changed, grown smoother, almost luminous in shadow. Her eyes reflected light differently, catching the night glow like an animal's. She had stopped eating, stopped drinking, yet she didn't weaken, she grew stronger. "You are nearly complete," the voice whispered on the 5th night, as she sat alone by the river's edge. One final offering. Then the transformation is sealed. She stared at the unnatural stillness of the water, too tired to pretend anymore. "What offering?" Cast Selina's boat into the river. "I can't do that. It's our livelihood." The voice sharpened. "It's the vessel of power, a connection to the water that should have been yours. People would know it was me. They already suspect. But her influence will fade once it's done. They will forget her. They will see only you." Eunice closed her eyes. She still remembered how it felt to be invisible beside Selina's light. How the fishermen saved their best nets for Selina. How the children ran to her first. How the elders blessed her catches before all others. Will the river flow again? Will the village survive? A pause. The river will change, as all things must. Eunice waited until the moon crossed the sky and slipped out into the deepest part of night, where Selina's boat was. Eunice's finger trembled when she untied the rope that secured the boat to the mooring post. This was theft. This was betrayal. "What are you doing?" Eunice froze. She turned slowly to find Selina a few paces away. "Nothing," Eunice said, but her hand remained on the rope. Selina stepped closer. "You are taking my boat." "I'm checking the mooring. The water level has changed. The water hasn't moved in days." Another step closer. "Just like you haven't helped in days. Just like you haven't explained what you meant about hearing voices." Eunice's finger tightened on the rope. "You wouldn't understand. Try me. You've had everything. Always." The words spilled out, bitter and hot. The best fishing grounds, the most admiration, the loudest applause, and then the pearl that should have been mine. Eunice yanked at the rope. "The spirit of the undercurrent told me. It was meant for me. You stole my destiny." Selina lunged forward, grabbing for the rope. "There is no spirit of the undercurrent. It's a children's tale." They struggled, hands fighting for the coarse fiber, bodies pushing and pulling in the dark. "Let go!" Eunice hissed. "Never!" Something happened then, something neither of them intended. The boat shifted, rocked, and somehow it slipped down the bank into the water. They both froze, watching it. The boat should have settled onto the motionless surface, should have sat there, suspended like everything else that touched the cursed river. Instead, it floated, as if being pulled by an unseen current in a river that didn't move. It drifted to the center, rotating slowly, perfectly empty. Then it stopped. "What have you done?" Selina whispered. Before Eunice could answer, the village erupted. A woman screamed, then another. Windows filled with lamplight. Doors slammed open. People poured from their homes, pointing at the sky. The stars were going out one by one, like candles being pinched between invisible fingers. The moon remained, but it was dimmer, as if something was drawing its light down into the river. The chief emerged from his compound. His ceremonial staff raised. "Who has angered the water spirits?" he demanded, voice carrying across the growing crowd. "Who has broken the covenant?" Eyes turned to Selina's boat, sitting impossible and empty in the middle of the frozen river. Then to Selina herself. "The boat is ours," someone called. "She found the pearl," another voice added. "She brought this upon us." "No," Selina protested, but the crowd was shifting, turning. Days of taste, of hunger, of fear. They needed someone to blame. "She must have made a pact," a voice said. "She sacrificed our river for power." Eunice watched it happen. She watched the tide turn against the woman who had never known rejection, watched doubt replace adoration in the villagers' eyes. It should have felt like victory. It didn't. Because even as the accusations flew, Selina stood straight, dignified, refusing to cower or point fingers back at Eunice. She was accepting their anger with the same grace she had accepted their love, and that, somehow, was worse than anything. Eunice slipped away from the crowd, but she wasn't alone. A reflection waited for her in the polished copper plate that had belonged to her mother. It watched her from the wall, smiled when she didn't. "Go to the river," it whispered. "Finish what you started." She shook her head. "I've done enough. One final task. Drown her." Eunice stepped back. "No, that wasn't the bargain. The bargain changes." The reflection's voice added. "She still outshines you, even in disgrace, even with nothing. Don't you see? As long as she lives, you will never truly replace her. I won't become a murderer." The reflection's laugh was like breaking glass. "You think this is about being good?" It leaned closer, impossibly closer within the confines of the copper plate. It was about being seen. Eunice turned away, but the voice followed. "Go to the river, finish it, or I'll finish you."